The world is abuzz with the recent news of Ecto Life, the world's first artificial womb facility that claims to be able to produce 30,000 babies a year using science, genetic engineering, and biology. Now, as you can imagine, people are freaking out about this revolutionary technology and its potential impact on health, medicine, and the future of human reproduction. Some see it as a sign of the end of times, while others believe it could be a reality in the near future. But what do the scientists have to say about Ecto Life and its groundbreaking technology? According to an article I read, it turns out that this futuristic concept may be closer to becoming a reality than we think. Ecto Life is designed to help countries with declining populations, such as Japan, Bulgaria, and South Korea, by providing an artificial solution for infertile couples to have their own biological offspring using lab-created humans. The facility is equipped with labs that can accommodate up to 4 artificial wombs or growth pods, where the babies are incubated in conditions that replicate the mother's uterus. And get this, a single building can incubate up to 30,000 lab-grown babies per year. That's right, 30,000 babies, all artificially made in a facility that's essentially a baby-making factory using artificial womb technology. It's mind-blowing to think about the potential implications of this groundbreaking technology and its role in the future of human reproduction. Hey there, fellow science fiction enthusiasts and technology lovers. Are you ready for a wild ride? Because today, we're diving into the world of Ecto Life, the first ever artificial womb facility. You've probably seen the mind-blowing video that's been making the rounds on the internet, but we're here to get to the bottom of it. Is Ecto Life a legit possibility or just a figment of someone's imagination? Find out with us by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future videos. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie, and to be honest, it kinda gives me the creeps. I mean, the idea of babies growing in pods like in the Matrix is just so bizarre and unsettling. And the thought of replacing God in the process of giving life is just too much for me to handle. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. While Ecto Life may sound like something out of a dystopian future, it's important to consider the potential benefits of this technology. For women who have had their uterus surgically removed due to cancer or other complications, Ecto Life could be a game changer. It could also help to eliminate premature births and C-sections, improving the overall health and well-being of mothers and babies. However, there are also valid concerns about the ethics of Ecto Life. Some people argue that it could lead to a society where babies are mass-produced in factories rather than being brought into the world through the natural process of childbirth. Others worry about the potential for abuses, such as designer babies or eugenics. So, what do you think? Is Ecto Life a sign of the end of times or a glimpse into a brighter future? Is it playing God or simply providing a solution to a real problem? These are tough questions that will no doubt continue to be debated as we learn more about this groundbreaking technology. For now, all we can do is watch and wait as the Ecto Life story unfolds. One thing is certain, Ecto Life has sparked a fierce debate among scientists, ethicists, and the general public. While some see it as a revolutionary solution to infertility and other reproductive challenges, others view it as a dangerous step towards a society that values technological advancement over the natural order of things. There are also concerns about the potential long-term effects of using artificial wombs to incubate fetuses. While Ecto Life claims that their growth pods are designed to replicate the exact conditions of a mother's uterus, there's still much we don't know about the impact of being in an artificial womb on a developing fetus. It's possible that there could be unforeseen consequences for the physical and emotional development of these babies. But let's not get too bogged down in the negative. Some people think Ecto Life could also have some unexpected benefits, like freeing up women's time and energy by eliminating the need for pregnancy and childbirth. They think not having to go through morning sickness, swollen ankles, or that pesky 9-month waiting period is a benefit. What do you think? There are still some practical considerations to take into account. For example, who would be responsible for raising these lab-grown babies? Would they be raised by their biological parents, or would they be placed in some sort of group care system? And what would happen to the surrogates who normally carry these babies to term? Would they be replaced by artificial womb technicians? These are all important questions that will need to be addressed as we move forward with this technology. But let's not get too caught up in the details. Ecto Life is still in its early stages, and there's a long way to go before it becomes a reality. In the meantime, let's just sit back and enjoy the ride. After all, it's not every day that we get to witness the birth of a whole new industry. As the news of Ecto Life spread, reactions ranged from excitement to outrage. Some saw the facility as a way to solve infertility and other reproductive issues, while others were concerned about the potential ethical and moral implications. One of the biggest concerns was the idea of mass-producing babies in a factory-like setting. Critics argue that this could lead to a society where children are treated as commodities rather than as unique and valuable individuals. Others pointed out that it could potentially lead to the creation of designer babies, where parents could choose the physical and genetic characteristics of their offspring. There are also concerns about the potential long-term effects on the health and development of babies incubated in artificial wombs. While Ecto Life claimed that their growth pods were designed to replicate the conditions of a mother's uterus, there was still much that was unknown about the impact of this environment on a developing fetus. Now, despite these concerns, many people were excited about the potential benefits of Ecto Life. For infertile couples, the facility offered the chance to have a biological child of their own. It could also help to reduce the risks of premature births and C-sections, improving the overall health and well-being of mothers and babies. As the debate raged on, it became clear that Ecto Life was a complex and controversial topic with no easy answers. Scientists, ethicists, and the general public all had different perspectives on the issue, and it was clear that more research and discussion was needed to fully understand the potential implications of this groundbreaking technology. Have you ever thought about the possibility of having a baby without the need for pregnancy and childbirth? It may sound like something straight out of a science fiction movie, but according to some experts in the field, it's not such a leap after all. Enter Ecto Life, the world's first artificial womb facility that claims to be able to incubate up to 30,000 lab-grown babies per year. But before you start freaking out about the end of the world, it's important to note that this technology is still in the realm of science fiction, at least for now. The video of Ecto Life that's been circulating on social media is the brainchild of Hashem Agali, a producer and filmmaker with a background in molecular biology. On his website, he describes the video as a concept that imagines the future of reproduction. In the video, Ecto Life is presented as a solution for infertile couples and cancer patients who've had their uterus removed, as well as a way to reduce pregnancy complications and help countries experiencing population decline. But what do actual scientists think about the possibility of artificial womb technology? According to Professor Joyce Harper, head of the Reproductive Science and Society Group at UCL Institute for Women's Health, we might not be as far off as we think. In her book, Your Fertile Years, Professor Harper has a whole chapter dedicated to the future of reproduction, and she believes that artificial womb technology is a real possibility. I have no doubt that at some point most people will be produced by IVF, and that this Ecto Life would be a possibility in science, she told the Huffington Post UK. I think you should never say never. If you just think of the last 50 years of what we've achieved, you would never have thought of it. I remember watching Star Trek where they're doing video calls. I thought I'd never be calling my kids on FaceTime. Professor Harper points out that the first 4 weeks of gestation could already be completed in an IVF lab, and premature babies can be cared for in a neonatal unit from around 21 weeks. This means that over half of a pregnancy could already be artificially sustained. The real challenge, according to Professor Harper, is figuring out how to safely sustain a fetus under 20 weeks of gestation. I do think that this will happen, but not in my lifetime, she said. But not everyone is convinced that artificial womb technology is a good idea. Professor Andrew Shannon of King's College London says that the Ecto Life video is not realistic and that there are still many challenges to overcome before artificial womb technology becomes a reality. There are so many unknowns, he told the Huffington Post UK. We don't know what the long-term effects would be on the baby or the mother. Will the baby be normal? Would it be able to bond with the mother? These are questions we just don't have the answers to. So, what do you think? Is artificial womb technology a glimpse into a brighter future, or a dangerous step towards a society that values technological advancement over the natural order of things? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. While it may seem like something straight out of a sci-fi novel, it's important to think about the potential pros and cons of artificial womb technology. So tell us what you think. Is Ecto Life a glimpse into a brighter future, or a risky move that could have unintended consequences? Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the unknown.